Calgary. We don't really talk a lot about Calgary, but I'm going to tell you why we should be talking about Calgary and why it's exciting, why myself and my team is extremely excited about Calgary and the real estate market, okay? I want to preface this with a lot of conversations I'm having recently with clients looking outside of Toronto, outside of Ontario for investment options, and we tend to look south of the border. I've even got clients talking about Costa Rica and Aruba and Jamaica and these things because, I'm going to use it, it's going to be part-time for pleasure. When you're investing, maintain an investment lens, okay? When you are investing, maintain an investment lens, and if you want to go and enjoy yourself, take your earnings from your awesome investment that you've invested in through your investment lens and go on a fancy vacation. And then you're not tied to going to the same place in Costa Rica all the time, okay? We just like during COVID, just like the COVID craze, a lot of us forgot the fundamentals of real estate investing. Okay, and one of those fundamentals is a stable economic and political environment. So not all these other places we're looking at. Greece, I'm seeing stuff advertised in Greece. You can bet your bottom dollar I would never invest in the real estate market in Greece. 1, don't like their politics. 2, very unstable economic climate. And 3, I just don't understand it well enough. So I stick to what I understand and where I actually see some real appreciation. Okay, Greece's population is on the decline. Anyway, conversation for another day. But a lot of these other opportunities that are talked about, and we generate this buzz and this excitement for these outside of Ontario investments. A lot of them are fluff, and I wouldn't put a dollar there. The risk is too high for a very limited return. Even Tulum, I'm seeing stuff Mexico, Tulum, like no. Anyway, brings me to Calgary. Okay, so Calgary, why do I like it? Well, I like it because of its growth. Google Calgary, cost of living is amazing. There's a lot of positivity surrounding Calgary right now for young people moving there. Their population is increasing at a rapid rate. And based on the growth in Canada, with immigration, there's not many options of where immigrants can go. Okay? What I mean by that is, Canada's a huge country, but actual habitable dense city centers with opportunity for jobs and job growth and income and a diverse enough economy, a multicultural society where immigrants are going to fit in, feel welcome. It's not like the U.S., okay? The U.S., I say it a lot, right? If you want to be an accountant or an engineer, you've got 40, 50 major cities. Boston, Houston, you go to Salt Lake City, you go to New Jersey. Oh, you don't like it there? Okay, you go to Miami. Oh, you don't like it there anymore? Okay, let's move up to Seattle, right? You've got so many options. Canada, our Canadian market, we're very limited. It's been Toronto and Vancouver for a very, very, very long time. And Calgary tried to grow with that one-horse town approach, with oil. Okay, it was all in on oil. And in June 2014, oil started to work its way down. And it was too expensive for us to even produce oil. Because for us, the way we produce oil, the refinement process, the price of oil, price of a barrel has to be at a certain price point for the refinement process to make sense for us to earn a profit, right? Just like manufacturing. If it costs me $2 to make this pen and I can only sell it for $1, not good business. So oil industry kind of slowed right down, and Calgary, as a result, took a beating. Okay, office vacancy went way up. This is 2014 I'm talking about, and into 2015. Now, the diversification has been incredible. The financial sector, the tech sector, the post-secondary institutions are phenomenal. The immigration numbers, the population growth, really, really exciting. So do some homework on Calgary for yourself. But we like it. Okay. Now, what I want to talk to you about in Calgary is this place called Fish Creek. Different than Toronto. Toronto, we are a concentric city model. Okay. I think I talked about that in a previous video, but we are a concentric city model. And when we talk about a concentric city model, everything's based on the core, and we go from there. Okay, we work our way outward from there. So core Toronto goes up 10%. Maybe Vaughan, Oakville, and Pickering go up 8. Okay, the further we get, the less appreciation based on Toronto being the core. Now, Calgary's a little bit different. Okay, Calgary, not many people want to live in the city. That's where all the action is. That's where the jobs are. That's where the bars and restaurants and the fun stuff is. But people don't generally want to live there. Fish Creek is a conservation community, ultimately, okay? So there's a ton of outdoor activities, ton of cool stuff. I'll show you on a map, basically. But it's a phenomenal place to live, more residential, and you're right on the train line. So let me move my fat head and show you. Here's Fish Creek. As I zoom out, here's Calgary, okay? So you're within the metropolitan center of Calgary, but you're just not right in the downtown. And this is where people are wanting to live here, just south. So Fish Creek, phenomenal place, walking trails, outdoor activities, easy to get around. Yeah, I mean, Fish Creek Provincial Park is really something else. How do you go through these photos? Anyway, quite sensational. It's incredible. So I'm going to be going out there soon to do a little more homework and digging and analysis, but I'm buying. I'm definitely parking some money here in Calgary. I feel a lot more comfortable because it's Canadian. I'm investing Canadian funds in a Canadian economy, so I'm more familiar with it. But I see the growth potential here massively. So Fish Creek is where you want to go. I want to show you actually this first. Cool thing about Calgary is it's not like Ontario. Okay, having tenants, if they don't pay, they're out in 14 days. So being a landlord in Calgary is phenomenal. The rules and regulations, the rights and responsibilities are very much landlord favorite. So if you want to read a little bit of this, this would be the one. It's the, what's it called? The CP something. It was just there. But anyways, the rules, if you read through some of these, long story short, I'll summarize it for you, keep it short. It's a lot of fun to be a landlord in Calgary. A lot more efficient. The rental rates are sensational, but just the rules and laws surrounding what you can and cannot do as a landlord. You don't have to wait 9 months for a hearing to evict a tenant that's not paying. Okay, so it's a really great place to be. Now, if you just look up why to invest in Calgary, there's a ton of stuff. Okay, there's a ton of stuff. Don't look at the marketing stuff. Don't look at the marketing articles, but look at things like this. Okay, the Calgary Economic Development, over $18 billion worth of an investment. I see Calgary as, if I had to compare it to something else on a global scale, I'd probably say Dubai. They've got a ton of money to work with, to play with, and a blank canvas to create a brand new booming ecosystem. So I'm very bullish for micro levels and macro levels on Calgary. Okay, highest GDP per capita of major Canadian cities, high tech work sector. So they have the employment, and they've got a lot of employers because there's top quality talent. Cost of living is cheap, so people like it, and the talent is there. Okay, so there's a lot of cool stuff to read about on Calgary if you want to dig into it. Do your own research. I don't want to keep you long on this. Growth projections, I love it. Okay, let's see what this says here. Yeah, so more diversified and stable growth. That's the big thing that's kind of changed my narrative on Calgary. If you asked me 3 years ago about Calgary, I'd say, no, you're crazy. And I'll tell you, from 3 years ago till now, there hasn't been much growth. But now, wow. Price of real estate, super attractive. Reasons to be excited about the growth, really exciting. Okay, and then here's the option. This is what we have for you right now. It's by Greywood. Greywood is top tier AAA rockstar developer. They are in Fish Creek. It's called the Fish Creek Exchange. We've got townhomes here. We've got condos here. We've got a ton of promotions going on. You can buy with 10% down. Okay, and the size of the units for you Toronto buyers, they're going to blow your minds. 3 bedrooms are over 900 square feet. 2 bedrooms are well over 700 square feet. The 1 bedrooms are really nice sizes in the big 500s a square foot. They build quicker here. So some of them are taking occupancy as early as 2025, and you're getting a rental management guarantee. The reason I like that better than a rent guarantee is because rental management, they can fluctuate with the market. As the rental rates increase, you're going to get more money. If they have to get rid of a tenant, get a new one in, anything that has to happen for a 3-year span, you're ready to rock and roll. So it makes it very, very, very hands-off. But personally, I'm bullish on Calgary. I wanted to bring your guys' attention to Calgary, to the Calgary real estate market. I'm super excited about it, and I think there's just loads and loads of potential. So I won't keep you on this anymore. If you want more information on this project or Calgary in general, we've got some wicked resale agents out there that we have phenomenal relationships with. But the pre-construction stuff is what's exciting. 10% down. You can get into this stuff in the mid-threes. Mid-threes. So $350,000 to get in here, $35,000 over the course of the next 365 days. $35,000. Mind-boggling. So have a look at this. Let me know what you think. If you have questions, call me. I've got answers. 647-991-2432. You can rewind that, listen to it again. But you know my number. And if you want an email with some of the details, then by all means, ask us. We can set up a meeting, set up a phone call. Happy to help. Okay? Calgary. Pretty exciting stuff. So I'm actually going to take you guys through some slides that we've got here that are super impressive and kind of put things in perspective. So let me shrink my head, and here we go. So why Calgary? I mentioned low cost of living, tons of new job opportunities, geographic perfection. They're basically talking about. I mean, look at it. It's really nice. It's easy to get around. There's a lot of nature, a lot of symbiotic relationships between the nature piece and the development piece. They do a good job. As I said, like kind of like Dubai, it's a neat marriage. They're keeping what they have and working around it, working with it to create some really gorgeous architectural marvels, if you will. Okay, so it's actually cool. It's not just all investment, density. Food, entertainment, whatever. Have a look at this, read this. I won't distract you. But consistently ranked top in the world in terms of livability. Okay, consistently ranked top in the world in the sense of livability. Why? Cost of living is a big one. Happiness is a big one. Access to nature, walking around is a big one, and stuff to do. There's a lot of stuff to do, more now than there was. Okay, income goes up, taxes go down, overall cost of living goes down, goes downward trend. So that's something that we really like about Calgary in terms of that growth. As there's more income, there's a bigger pool to spread taxes across that pool of people. Okay, they're already doing a good job at where they're at, but as they increase and grow, more taxpayers, bigger pool of funds to reinvest, and keeps the cost of living even lower. So the trajectory is cool, right? Oh, but as it grows, taxes are going to go up. Not the case. It's inverse. If you want to learn about taxes, I'll tell you. Property tax. Calgary's pro-investment. Landlord heaven, they call it. Okay. There's low taxes, so development charges and things to that effect. HST on new builds, things like that. No rent control. No rent control at all. No automatic lease renewals. There's no pets is an enforceable factor here. So saying that your tenant cannot have pets, you can enforce that, unlike Ontario. Damage deposits are allowed, unlike Ontario. The eviction process, 14 days. Amazing. And then here, zero property transfer tax. So when you're buying property, you don't have the land transfer tax that we have in Ontario. Okay, that's a provincial tax and a municipal tax if you're in Toronto. Zero development charges on the developments. The city doesn't charge back development charges. It's insane. There's no vacancy tax. So cool. Okay, now, how do we compare? Well, average condo price. Wow. This is a little out of date. Okay, this is maybe from, I want to say, August of 2023. Okay, but to give the comparison is still the same. Average townhome, wow. Average residential rent, wow. So about a third of the price, less than a third of the price, less than a third of the price, and this is just a little less than double. So the returns in terms of the rent that you get compared to the asset price, it's better. It's better. I haven't seen this in a while. I'm going through it as I talk to you guys, but there hasn't been a release of suites in a while, so we haven't talked much about Calgary. But what did the Albertans say to the Torontonian and Vancouverite? You're hired, because they're bringing a lot of employees from here, highly skilled workforces, to Calgary. Lower cost of living. People like it. Ask yourself, how many people do you know that have moved to Calgary? I know about 30 that have moved to Calgary. Cost of living, and they like the vibe. Okay, so here's some stuff on growth. Have a look at this. I don't need to talk you through everything, but lowest net financial debt. Wow. Tech sector is going absolutely nuts. Labor markets diversifying hugely since that 2014 oil issue. Highest rate of labor market growth. Incredible. So more of a workforce, which enables that continuous growth. It's cause and effect, right? And then lowest corporate tax rate. Incredible. People love it. Very cool. Tech sector. Some stuff on tech. Population growth. I mean, wow. Sorry, I don't know why I keep making my head big. It's big enough. My wife will tell you that. Anyway, 2022 Alberta's population increased by over 119,000. That is mind-blowing. Okay, they actually lead the nation in interprovincial migration. That means already Canadians, but coming from Saskatchewan, BC, Ontario, East Coast even. Okay, 10,000 people more moved to Alberta than any other part of Canada. Inflow, it's young people, it's workforce, it's 20s and 30s. Again, cost of living. Okay, rental market, doing some great things. This is what you want when you're investing. You want a strong rental market, which we have here. Pause that if you want to read it. And with all those things, well, you don't have to pause it. Sorry, this is my last slide. So basically, with all that said, that's just a little presentation I thought we could add on to here to show you a little more on Calgary. But do your homework. Call us if you want to know what's going on in Calgary. call us. It's pretty incredible stuff. If you got 35 to 40 grand laying around, you're nuts not to throw it into something here. It's phenomenal.